All right. Want me to start now?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Hidden Audiolog podcast.
Live.
It's the live edition of the Hidden Audiolog podcast. I'm Isaac Wagner. Joining me here today is
Ross Hartley, and I'm going to be just playing Doom in the background. Has absolutely nothing to do with what we're going to be talking about today, unless we get questions from in the chat about the game.
Did we ever talk about Doom, the Doom reveal stuff?
No, but I mean...
Okay, then there you go. This is we had this all planned from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we decided audio stuff sucks. You guys would rather be watching something at the same time. Hopefully we'll do our original intent
I just think
of
it's
webcams.
Easier. I think it's easier to get this stuff out in video form as well.
And it automatically uploads itself. It's good stuff.
I mean, the podcast only has 8 viewers or something, I think. It's a bit of a hassle having to go to some weird website to either download it, or I think we're on iTunes and stuff as well, but it's just, I don't know. It's not,
it doesn't matter.
It's not taking off, so we're going to start.
And I think the solo audio podcast thing is not a dying breed necessarily, but if you're not already a well-established thing with a huge support group, then you might as well be dead.
Yeah, so
we're doing something else.
Yeah,
rate, subscribe, follow us, YouTube. Is that whatever people say.
Exactly. We're still getting used to that. We haven't done a YouTube video in a while. We want to change that. We did try doing one recently, but
I did have an idea. I think we could do Hall of Fame with Darksiders with the recent Vigil news we'll talk about.
Oh yeah, Darksiders. Yeah, I only played a bit of Darksiders.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good, but I just didn't. It was one of those games I just didn't get into it. You know what I mean? Sure.
No, I understand.
I thought it was, well made, and I thought the combat, was good. I remember a lot of people comparing it to God of War, which I think is a bit generous.
The original Darksiders is very generous because it's more like Zelda combat than anything else.
Yes.
It's very methodical. It's very it's almost like a rhythm kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's entirely fair.
Yeah, I just remember at the time that's what people were saying.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty cool game. I liked the sort of world for that game. Sort of had the sort of post-apocalyptic, sort of messed up look that everything had at the time.
Yeah.
And your guy, wasn't he called War or something? That's
yep,
great.
he was just fucking War, dude.
That's good.
It had a really cool metal vibe to it that I liked.
Yeah. So yeah.
Good art style and everything like that. Darksiders is a great game. Darksiders 2 also a very great game for very different reasons, which were strange. It's really strange at the time. It was hard not to come away from that game originally fairly disappointed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just so different. You're like, why don't you just take what you did before but make it better? Because there were issues with the first Darksiders. It's not to say that the game's perfect or anything.
Oh no, definitely not.
But it's why not just take that and then just make that better? But at the same time, it's hard to disparage someone when they're like, how about we just do that, but just make something completely different in the same universe? Very few developers nowadays take those radical directions of sequels, so it's hard to disparage them for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of it's so different to the point where fans are I don't know about this. It's a very strange game, but very good stuff.
That came out in 2012, right? Yeah.
It was 2012 or 2013.
No, it was 2012 because you did the reviews for all the DLC.
It was 2012.
Yeah. So and the first one came out in 2010. Usually when a sequel comes out, a year or 2 years afterwards, they're very...
It's a very similar game.
Similar game, or at least they're building on a lot of the same mechanics that made up the original. Even something like Arkham City compared to Arkham Asylum. Clearly, Arkham City, takes the series in
the same foundation.
Big new directions, but the foundation, is exactly the same. The core bits of it are still the same. So, yeah, ambitious. Darksiders.
I mean, it's not like Darksiders 1 is this action game, and then Darksiders 2 is an RTS or something. But it's a very different kind of action game compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
For both good and bad.
Yeah. I can understand why you sort of left the game scratching your head, but
also there was a part where it was a prequel thing, so it doesn't really move the story along in any specific the thing about Darksiders 1 was the most surprising part is it actually had interesting characters and an interesting story in this really cool universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it was super surprising. I was really interested. They leave it in a cool place at the end of Darksiders 1 to move the story along. Then when they're like, it's a prequel, and you're like,
Yeah, and like I think we should just get into like the visual news now, since we're talking so much about Darksiders. Like,
sure.
Basically, when THQ went under, rest in peace. But they're sort of back now, which is weird. You know about
How
that?
so?
Nordic Games now has the right to use the
Oh,
THQ
that's right.
name.
That's probably one of the smartest things they could have done.
Oh yeah, because the Nordic Games name means absolutely nothing, and it's a bad name as well. I think it's does nothing for that company at all.
It's very region specific too, I think.
Yeah, like it just makes me think of all those like little known like European publishers, like which is what they used to be, but it just makes me think of all those like no name PC only publishers. But now that they're getting slightly bigger, they would definitely benefit from using
a more recognized brand.
More recognized brand, that's right. So they now have the right to use the THQ name, and so when THQ went under, obviously loads of their properties went for sale, and
Metro, Saints Row,
Red Faction,
Studios,
Summoner, like Full Spectrum Warrior, Destroy All Humans, like
huge
all
brands.
that stuff. Yeah,
ATV Off-Road Racing or whatever it was.
Yeah, long story short, Nordic Games got most of it, but Crytek got Homefront, which is another new story coming up, and then
they used we'll talk about that later. It's a very big epic story.
It's a big epic story, but they Also got a lot of the team that made Darksiders, isn't that right? And they became Crytek USA.
Crytek USA, and their first job was to get Rise out of the door. Basically, like, finalize some of the combat stuff and make it like an actual fun game to play, which they mostly succeeded at. And then they announced their new IP, Hunted.
Or I think it was just called Hunt.
Was it just Hunt?
Yeah, it was like
there was some subtitles to it.
Wasn't it? It was like Fear, it had dots in it, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it had dots, but it was Hunt Horrors of the Gilded Age.
Yeah, I know it wasn't Hunted because that was that Hunted.
The Demon's Forge.
Yeah, that forgettable third-person Bethesda published thing.
Yeah, in Exile.
In Exile, yeah. The Wasteland people. Which I
you trust those guys with your Kickstarter money, you fools.
I know, getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yep.
So, what's the crack with Crytek USA then?
So apparently most, if not that entire studio, just left, including the CEO. Mm-hmm. And then they all grouped together, at least the core team of them who have been around since Vigil Games, made this new studio, which I think was Gunfire Games. Is the name of their new independent studio.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I'll double check to make sure. It's okay name. I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with a good name nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, every now and again, you would get a developer with a great name. You think, wow, can't believe no one's been called that. But
yeah. But Gunfire Games is not one such name.
No, I really like People Can Fly. I think that's a good one.
It's all right. Yeah.
I really like it.
It's better than Gunfire Games. And one of the important parts of that whole thing is that they wanted to stay together as a people, as a studio, or at least as much of the core team, the core creative team as possible.
Which is very important.
And also they also mentioned that they'd be interested in talking to Nordic Games, now THQ or whatever they're called now, since they own the Darksiders IP, it's about making a new Darksiders game.
Yeah.
Which would be exciting. I think that was achieved. Like, it was not only a bummer that Vigil never got to, never stayed together or got bought as a studio, which was super depressing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that they got separated from their title, their IP,
sucks,
which is also a huge, huge bummer.
I think it sucks that Volition are separated from Red Faction. And at least they're with Saints Row, which is like the main thing. If they were separated from Saints Row, then that would be horrible.
I guess that's like their identity right now. Yeah. But it's still Red Faction was still their child. So at least historically, who knows if
Red Faction put Volition on the map, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I know they did some stuff before, like Free Space and stuff. So.
I just mean the modern idea of what Volition is.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely.
It's not Red Faction. It's not insane or whatever.
Were they working on that?
Yep, they were supposed to, but they stopped that pretty quickly. Apparently that game's still in development somewhere. Apparently.
I don't believe it.
Me neither, just probably some things I have to say. But yeah.
So this is all linked together with a bigger story.
A bigger story. A larger narrative. Well, I don't even know if this is larger. I think it's probably about the same size. We're talking about the Crytek thing, right?
Yeah.
I think the THQ thing as a whole was bigger and was lasted longer.
Oh yeah, but just like the THQ.
Another recent story.
Sort of old news at this point.
Yeah.
Just the fact that Crytek is on fire.
Yep.
Mainly, it was at first it was mainly to do with Homefront: The Revolution and Crytek UK, who were making it.
Which, when this story broke out, that game was not that old. The announcement of
no, it was pretty much shown for the first time at E3 this year, which was only 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And
then we get news that people aren't getting paid, the game's in trouble, all of this great stuff.
Yeah, and not only that, loads of people got up and left, including the director and the main people behind the project. Basically, took their ball and went home. Which, if they're not getting paid, then I don't blame
understandable.
them. Yeah.
Perfectly understandable. Also, I believe there's a rumor that Rise 2 got canceled.
Well, it got out that it got cancelled, but I saw headlines today saying Rise 2 might come back.
I mean, theoretically it's gone then if it has to come back in some form.
Yeah, but it was something along the lines of they were blaming Xbox One sales. They're like, oh,
I don't believe that.
This is what got out today.
That's a bullshit argument.
We're not happy with Xbox One sales. Rise
I wonder who owns that IP. I wonder if the Crytek owns that IP.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm not sure because so another part of news. This is all linked together. It's amazing. Rise is coming to the PC later on. I think it's in September or October, some point this year, isn't it?
It seems like the trend for Microsoft stuff recently.
But isn't Deep Silver or something publishing that?
Are they really? That's strange.
Isn't it it's someone like that? Yeah, look it up for me. But it's not Microsoft. It's not Microsoft.
I assume so because I think Capcom actually posted on the piece Dead Rising 3 on PC. I'll keep you keep talking while I try to find this.
Yes. So.
Did you ever play Rise?
Not yet.
Okay.
All I know about the PC version is they're boasting about the fact that it supports 4K resolution. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, 4K stuff is nonsense.
I mean, if you've got a 4K monitor and graphics, a PC that can fully handle that, then fair enough. But I don't think that's going to make people go, "Ooh, I need to get Rise now for the PC."
It is Deep Silver, but they'll be handling the boxed copies of the PC game.
Yeah. So that's a very Nordic game thing to do, actually.
They did Alan Wake, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
When Microsoft was like, we're not going to do PC what are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, apparently that market exists.
Putting Rise out in the PC, I don't see what the point is. Because it's
I don't see anything wrong with it.
But it's such a console game. You know what I mean?
I mean, it probably won't do well, but it doesn't hurt. That brand is not iconic with the Xbox, in the same way a Halo or Gears of War is. So it's not like the world catches on fire. Rise? I don't think so.
No, definitely not. I haven't played it yet. I still want to.
It's fine.
There's something about it. When I see gameplay footage of it, I go, that looks pretty fun.
It's fun, and then you're 6 hours later, you're still doing that.
Yeah, at least most, I'm not gonna say all, but most third-person action games these days are quite complex. Actually, most of them.
They kind of have to be.
Or sort of quasi-open world at least. They hint at it, and yeah, you don't get many just straightforward third-person games anymore, which is probably a good thing.
That's why it seemed like Rise 2 would be an interesting candidate for a sequel. Rise 2 would be an interesting idea because they could take that very solid foundation that they have and turn it into something that's actually more interesting than what. Like it needs it that Rise the first game needed something else and didn't have it. It was like it's a solid like combat system, but that's all it has. And then if you like just take it to a sequel and add a few more systems on top of it, or like some different design choices, like okay, maybe this will become like an actual thing.
You can tell that it had a rough development cycle, Rise. Because it went from like a 360 game to an Xbox One game, and then it was like a Kinect game if it wasn't, and it was a launch game as well. So obviously there was quite a lot of pressure, for Microsoft to get it done.
To be fair, like despite its like rough history, it came out pretty okay, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so too. But that when you look at it, it reeks of a launch game. You know what I mean? Cause
sure, yeah.
It looks great.
It's a very shallow game, but very pretty.
Yeah, which is absolutely everything a launch game probably should be to a certain extent.
Oh, not should be, but most likely will be.
You need at least one of those. Is probably what I'm trying to say. Like. Yeah. For your launch lineup, and fair enough. Rise was that, but now if they're putting it out on the PC, it's kind of a weird sell, especially because there's so many good looking games on the PC.
Rise looked really fucking good,
and I'm sure it will look better in 4K. But
probably.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
there are loads of PC games that look really good, when they're at
full
resolution, and
but not in the same way. I don't feel like. It's a problem nowadays for like all of that really incredible looking shit on PC like doesn't really exist anymore. It's mostly like the flood of indie stuff now. So like that really good looking like blockbuster AAA thing doesn't really exist on the PC as often as it used to.
You'll see it every now and again.
Sure, but so it makes sense that Rise would come out there. I don't think it would get overshadowed because I don't think there's a lot of other stuff that right now could compete with it.
Yeah.
Especially like there's not a lot of action games of the ilk on PC unless you count like Devil May Cry. Like that's like one of the few ones on there.
Yeah, Batman to a lesser extent, just because the combat's sort of reminiscent of it.
Sure, yeah. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed, yeah, sure. I mean, plenty of those games are out on PC and they work like really well on the PC. So
yeah.
That then again, it just kind of goes to show like I just don't know how Rise is going to compete in the PC. It seems like a weird move,
It just seems like a way to make money. It probably was a cheap proposition to make. Whatever exclusivity deals that Microsoft had with them probably ran out or whatever. At least in terms of PC exclusivity, I doubt we'll ever see it on the PS3 unless Rise 2 does. Like that's the only maybe way we would see it probably. But yeah, I don't know. So, it sounds like Crytek sounds in trouble. Like they keep reassuring people, "Oh, it's all right, it's all good," but like, and I guess people just starting to get paid and everything like that.
There was a great someone did an interview. I want to say it was Kotaku or something, but
yeah.
Someone did an interview of like the main guy. He has an interesting name. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't remember it off the top of my head, but
yeah.
the CEO of Crytek, he was asked the question like, will we get a Crysis 4? And his answer was, I don't know.
You would know.
That's exactly what they said in the interview. Like, well, I think you would know. Like, you're like the guy who would know.
You're the guy.
So
like, let's see what Crytek has going on right now. They don't have Homefront: The Revolution anymore because they got bought by Deep Silver.
But it is.
Deep Silver bought the studio and the IP. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but. Don't know about the studio. Because
they didn't buy the studio. They waited for the studio to collapse, and then they made a new studio.
They're making a new studio. Yeah, that's right. And that game will come out, but it's not going to be worth all the hassle.
Like, man, this really looks like a Crytek game, despite it not being a Crytek game.
So weird, isn't it? Like just
it just sounded like thing. It sounded like a Crysis, but without the super suit. Like that's all.
That's fine to me,
I guess.
But like at the same time,
why?
I think it's worth all the
hassle.
Yeah.
All the trouble.
I think the most frustrating thing, like Crytek UK, of course, used to be Free Radical.
Time Splitters, folks.
Yeah. And
Haze.
I'm not saying Time Splitters is the biggest like money maker ever, but I think if they did a new one, it would probably do better than a new Homefront game.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
No, I'm pretty sure about that.
Depends on what direction they took the Time Splitters thing. Like, I think they could do some arena first-person shooter
because
thing.
it's so long. It wouldn't have to be too different from what they've done before. Because Time Splitters holds up pretty well.
Sure.
Even visually, because of its art style. And the fact that it even ran 60 frames and stuff like that. But again, back in the day, when people didn't care about that sort of thing on consoles, you know.
It depends on brand recognition. Like, I know Homefront sold surprisingly well considering it was a new IP and the marketing and everything like that. Like, it was actually a pretty financially successful game.
Yeah, but even then,
so maybe the Homefront name has more recognition than Time Splitters right now.
But even the Homefront selling reasonably well or whatever, the people that made that Chaos Studios went under. It's like Homefront's a poison pill. Like it's.
I mean,
whoever touches it gets killed. Like, oh.
No, I don't feel too bad because these are the same people who made Haze of all things.
Oh, Haze is terrible.
Yeah, Haze is fucking bad.
It's really bad.
Yep.
It's really bad.
Yep. I bought that Korn song though.
That's really bad too. It kind of fits.
I never claimed to be a good person, Ross.
That song's not even in the game.
I think it's during the credits, probably.
I don't think it is.
You think so? I don't remember. This is Haze was a long time ago.
And it's terrible. It's really
pretty fucking bad.
But I like Free Radical. I've always had a big respect for them, and obviously a lot of the people that made that studio what it was back in the day are no longer there, but I'm sure there are talented people there. Their heart probably isn't in the right place when they're making a Homefront game. It's like it's not really what anyone wants, is it?
I don't know. I mean, it's good, I won't complain, but if it isn't, then whatever. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be good anyway. But so let's take stock of like Crytek stuff now. Like they're not directly involved with Homefront anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if Hunt is still alive or not after Crytek USA basically dissolved?
I don't think it is. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't know about Crysis, says Crysis Man.
His response is, I don't know. The thing was, like, with Crytek...
So the only thing Crytek has is Warface. That's it.
Oh, and that game stinks as well.
And that game apparently is a very bad...
The thing about Crysis, first one, I'm not a big fan, but, like, it was critically acclaimed and people loved it, right? Then Crysis 2, it was sort of more of the same, but it was more linear and people didn't really care. Like, the most interesting thing about Crysis 2 was the fact that it was on consoles. And then by the time Crysis 3 came out, no one cared. So making another Crysis won't help them, is what I'm trying to say.
It seems like this is like the accelerated cycle that like it seems like Epic's going. Or it's like it's happening to Crytek much quicker, but like basically like Epic seems to be like getting out of like the game making business.
Yeah.
Despite them saying otherwise over and over again. Like let's look at what they have. Like they have Fortnite, which we don't really know much about, but it appears like some kind of Minecraft thing.
Yeah.
Minecraft zombie thing. And then like some Unreal Tournament shell, which like sounds like they're doing the base minimum to make that game a thing, and then like they're handing over to like the community.
Yeah.
So like both these things barely sound like video games to me. I'm not convinced Fortnite's ever going to come out because they still like no man, it's a real fucking. It's like whatever. But like they've done nothing to encourage me that's a real video game, except it's over and over again saying it's a real video game and occasionally showing footage now and then about it.
But even then, I think it's been ages since they've shown anything about it.
And plus, it doesn't sound that interesting for what they have shown of it.
It's also very unlike them. Like Epic making a game like that, it doesn't... They should be making a game with like massive guns and like people jibbing each other. That's what they should do.
And like, they came up with those 2 new tech demos recently that were for like big AAA looking things. Like there was that the one with the Robot Man, which seemed like a pretty cool idea. And then they had the stealthy one, which looked kind of like Splinter Cell, but like with more spikes and belts and shit.
Splinter Cell spikes. Good.
Splinter Cell Spike. Apparently they're making a new Splinter Cell game. Did you hear that? Jade Raymond was talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I think that's been sort of known for a while. Like that.
I know you had your concerns after Blacklist didn't sell great, and like no one cared about it existing.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that they're going back at it like really quickly again. Cause
it needs some kind of like major thing to make people give a shit about it.
I think the problem with Blacklist, it was remember before it came out, we were like, oh, about it. We really weren't that fussed on it.
And apparently, it was a good game, actually.
Yeah, it actually turned out really well. But just before it came out, you look at it and go,
lack identity.
They're just splitting the difference between Conviction and old Splinter Cell in quite a boring way.
Yeah, splitting the difference. It was like it lacked any identity of its own.
They got rid of Michael Ironside, who's like
no Michael Ironside.
He is Sam Fisher. Like the guy who voices him now is terrible.
And like maybe if you care about like the story or not, like this seems like the most like disconnected Splinter Cell's ever been from its like his overall story.
I don't really care about Splinter Cell's overall story.
And just for the people who do, it seemed like it.
It's hard to follow those games. It's yeah.
I mean, it has Tom Clancy in the title, so yeah, of course. Like that makes absolute sense to me. Tom Clancy is like, you can like Tom Clancy, but he's not very good at like making stories.
Even though he has absolutely nothing to do with the games, but yeah, just anything with his name on it, inherently hard to follow.
Yep. Full of like terminology and like military shit, like what's going on. But yeah. Anyway.
That's that, I guess. It's hard
to tell what Crytek is right now.
No, I think they'll probably survive for now.
I think the coolest thing that they've done is like you can subscribe to the Crytek engine on Steam and use it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a cool idea. But in terms of like an actual video game developer, I have no idea what they're doing. Like the only thing right now would be Hunt.
But we don't know.
It's probably dead.
It's probably dead, yeah. Yeah, they just don't know what to do, you know. When Far Cry came out, it looks amazing. And the thing was that its technicality, you know, in terms of its engine and what it could do, did help with the gameplay because it managed to render these massive environments where you could go and do different things and drive cars and whatever.
Yeah.
But that on by itself isn't impressive anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't know what to do. A nanosuit isn't going to save them now.
And like it's interesting because like Far Cry 3 was kind of like that Crytek because that was a Crytek game originally and had very much had that formula that we thought that studio was about beforehand, about large open world shooter games. Like Crytek 3 was kind of like the modernization of that.
Crytek 3?
Sorry, Far Cry 3. Crytek 3. No, Far Cry 3 was kind of like it modernized that entire thing for like current audiences and also gave it like an attitude, a very specific attitude.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft has taken that series and ran away with it and done that series well.
Yeah. Compared to what's going on right now over at Crytek, like Crysis like has zero identity apart from
it's so
maximum shield.
Oh, it's absolutely soulless.
Maximum armor.
Oh, it's boring as well. It is. I don't want to have a Crysis rant, but it's boring.
It is.
I really don't like it.
For some reason, I played all those games. I'm ashamed of myself.
The only one I finished was the second one. I don't know why, but I did.
First one's terrible. At least on consoles, it's fucking bad.
It's rough, isn't it?
It's really rough as fuck. Like, that's an old like. I remember being on like the console wars, like GameSpot boards back in the day because they're fun.
Yeah.
They were fun as fuck, dude.
No.
They were fun. There's people being terrible to each other. It's amazing.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's still there. You can go back.
Oh, I'm sure. But like, Crysis was always the big thing for like the PC people.
Oh yeah.
It's like Crysis is like the greatest thing ever made. And like after I go back to it, sure, it's many years later. But like, there's like very little of that game, if anything, to be like appreciative of. It's
I mean, the PC game can look very impressive still, even to this day. Like
sure,
it's for a game that's nearly 7 years old. It's amazing how good it looked back then.
Sure.
let's
but
not
like
take
the
that
actual
away
shooting
from it.
sucks. It's not actually an open world, despite what people tell you.
I don't think the AI in that game's nearly as good as people like
Nope.
critics and stuff made it out to be. I think it's pretty stupid.
The Halo still has the better AI. Probably the best
Fear
AI.
has better AI.
What?
Fear, I would say, is my favorite AI in a shooter.
Probably still Halo for me, but yeah. Just because of the variety of the enemies and how they interact with each other. For Fear, it's just like, how about this guy? Same dude.
That guy is awesome.
He's pretty cool, but he's just that one guy. That's the problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway.
I can't argue with that.
But I still think Fear is really great AI. I just wish they had more guys with really good AI.
You had those Ninja Men.
They weren't great to fight. They were okay.
Oh no, I like them.
I know, Mr. Fanboy. Jesus.
I'm not Mr. Fanboy.
Jesus.
Just because I've finished all the Fear games doesn't mean I'm Mr. Fanboy.
We almost finished Fear 3.
It's not that bad.
Apart from the times, like, multiple times it glitched out or fucked up or audio cut out or all of that weird shit that happened when we were playing it.
Yeah, we broke that game when we were playing it on
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is in the current affairs?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Are you ready for this, Ross Harvey?
BioShock.
I mean, we talk like the mobile version of BioShock doesn't look terrible.
I was at the event. Got to play it live.
Okay. What's your impressions?
I can hear myself echo a bit through your speaker, and it's a wee bit distracting when I'm talking. You know what I mean?
I'm turning down.
So I was playing BioShock, and I got up to the bit where you're fighting the Dr. Steiner or whatever he's called, and you go up to him and you shoot him like what's in the head with a shotgun, like point blank range, and you're like, why is he not dead? And then you have to like shoot him like 20 more times, and he's still not dead. And then you're like, what the fuck, is this game broken? And then you're like, oh no, it's BioShock. Oh yeah, I forgot, the shooting sucks. And then you turn it off.
So thank you, BioShock reporter man, Ross Harvey.
I don't really hate BioShock. You're the BioShock hater here.
I don't like the first BioShock very much.
I like it.
I like BioShock Infinite, and I like BioShock 2.
But the shooting is bad. It is bad.
They're pretty. It's underwhelming. I won't say it's bad, but it's underwhelming.
Why did the guys take so many shots to die? Who thought that was a good idea? Sorry.
I mean, apparently everyone who bought BioShock.
No, not. Oh, come on. You can't buy a game knowing specifics like that before you play it, really.
I mean, people bought BioShock 1, and then then they bought BioShock 2, and then they bought BioShock Infinite. So, like, they were fooled 3 times, I guess, or whatever. Like, I don't think people are as sensitive to that as you are. Not everyone's a critic, Ross Hartley.
I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but people who play games are very vocal and very emotional.
Yeah, but I don't. When I go in forums and read Metacritic stuff, like, everyone's ever, man, the shit sucks. Like, very few people say that, if any.
What?
Even, like, actual game critics don't really talk about that at all.
It is a legitimate problem in that game. I'm not just being a dick.
It didn't hurt my enjoyment of playing those games.
Really? Not at all. You just think, oh yeah, this guy's like, it's just a normal guy, and he's like taking all this damage. You're like, oh.
It's not as much as you make it out to be.
No,
and that's a big thing. That's an important part.
It is bad in first BioShock, believe me. And it gets. The thing is, I think Jeff Gerstmann did note it in his original review, but as you go on, the splicers don't look that different, but they do take more damage for no real good reason.
They're different colors, right? They're like the blue. This is the blue splicer. It takes hells more damage.
Not really. They don't. I know there are different types, and you research them with your camera and all that, but they still take a lot of shots. So let's move on to the news story rather than me have a rant.
So Ubisoft announced an Assassin's Creed game this year, Assassin's Creed Unity. This is their next gen title.
I thought we were going to talk about BioShock now.
No, there's nothing to talk about with that shit.
They're releasing it on iOS.
On iOS.
I'm stoked.
Have fun.
It's going to be Game of the Year.
The game you played a year ago.
Many a year ago.
iOS in a inferior form. Have fun.
Why? No, but the important thing is why?
I don't know, because they gotta keep that brand alive somehow, and they can't do it with like actual irrational games.
Well, 2K Marin is taking over of the whole operation.
Who's 2K Marin?
That's what I thought. I thought they were barely a company.
I thought they got dissolved or whatever. Like
That's what
after
I thought.
XCOM, they were the Bureau people, right?
Yes.
I thought they just were shut down basically after that game.
I thought so too, but no.
Apparently not.
And they're going to be the main people behind BioShock in the future, which, to be fair, makes sense. They did BioShock 2, which was pretty good. And yeah,
BioShock 2 was pretty good.
I never finished it because I got bored by it. But
and if you want to talk about a game with bad shooting, the Bureau has some bad shooting.
It's not too bad.
Pretty bad.
It's not too bad.
It felt like a third-person BioShock, let's say.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Except with worse guns.
And they're not too different, really.
I mean, similar time frames, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can talk about your Assassin's Creed now, I guess.
So, Ubisoft announced an Assassin's Creed game. At E3, next-gen Assassin's Creed game Unity takes place during the French Revolution, the bloody French Revolution.
Heads on sticks.
Heads on sticks. And there was always a rumor that they had another Assassin's Creed game, but then they never announced it during E3, and then...
Codename Comet at the time?
Comet and, like, Phoenix Rising and stuff like that. There was a bunch of different names for that game.
Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, there are, like, multiple teasers for that game.
Thank God it's not called that.
Phoenix Rising? Why not? Huh?
It's
got a problem
really
with that.
bad. It's really
good.
bad.
It's good.
People obviously like bad things when it comes to Assassin's Creed. So I wouldn't know what's a good subtitle, let's be honest.
Damn, son, you're mean as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So, they finally announced this last-gen Assassin's Creed game.
Fine.
Last-gen as in PS3, Xbox 360, PC.
Not PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
I mean, current gen right now is...
Yeah, no, I'm just spelling it out for people.
For the dummies out there.
for the dummies, for the babies out there.
The babies out there. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They never even played the first BioShock, but they know. Go buy it on iOS, you babies. Jesus.
There are probably people that like... There's probably plenty of people that haven't played the first BioShock. Little babies.
Little babies. That's their chance. Put it on your smartphones. I bet it plays great.
Like, if you're 14 now, you were like 7 when BioShock came out. Child.
I was pretty young when BioShock 1 came out.
So was I. But I still played it.
I played it too, and then I turned it off and never played it again.
Oh.
After I got to like the drama place with the guy wearing the masks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Cohen?
So.
Whatever. Anyways. So they announced a new one. Assassin's Creed Rogue. You play as an Irish dude.
Game of
the beginning starts out as an assassin, and by the end of the game will be a Templar.
Spoilers.
That's what they said. Fuck them. That's what they said in that press release. So that's the thing.
Are you excited?
So here's the thing. I showed you the trailer. You watched the trailer. How good was that Irish accent, first off?
Amazing.
Was it amazing?
No. It's
what the fuck? You lied to me.
It's what you would expect.
Ubisoft, you got Ross's number? Give him a call. We'll do some voice acting.
No, I don't have an Irish accent. I have a Northern Irish accent. It's not what they want.
It's completely different?
It's very different.
Okay.
I do not say turd instead of third or whatever.
Okay.
I speak properly. I know how to say.
Oh, you're dissing them Northern Irish.
Yeah,
you're dissing them Southern Irish people.
I know how to say my TRs properly. Or my not my TRs, my THRs. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Thursday.
No, it's more like 1, 2, 3.
1,
2, 3. You know, I can actually say that. I'm not a weirdo.
Are you dissing all your
No.
countrymen?
No. Okay. Say whatever you want.
And so what the big difference is between these two games is that, of course, there's generation differences, but Rogue's going to be more of a continuation off of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag sailing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
While Unity focused more on the parkour side of it, the more urban traversal stuff.
Oh dear.
That traditional Assassin's Creed games have always been a big...
Yeah, there's
big
absolute snorefests, I know.
So here's the thing. So I think we talked about this during our E3 podcast, but Unity was completely underwhelming to me.
Yeah, it just looked like more Assassin's Creed, but with co-op.
It was like, look, bigger crowds and like...
Which looked great.
Yeah, it looked great. But like, it also looked great during the first Assassin's Creed, and that game wasn't great.
Oh, but no, it looks a lot better from that. Don't be like that.
I'm just being like that, Ross Hartley. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
And it's like bigger crowds, really like super focused on the co-op stuff.
Almost to their detriment, I think.
Yep. To the detriment of them basically having to come out and say multiple times, you can play this game single player for the most part.
Like Brotherhood had the same problem, remember?
Yeah. Because that was the first time they announced multiplayer.
And everyone thought it was a multiplayer spin-off, not an actual Assassin's Creed game.
I mean, and it kind of was primarily that. Like, the single player stuff was good, but it wasn't as good as it used to be for past games, so...
People disagree with that. A lot of people love that game.
That's a good game. Sounds good too.
A lot of people love that game.
I like that game too. Just not as much as Assassin's Creed 2. As a real Assassin's Creed game. Oh, fuck. Come on.
They're all bad.
Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
So, the strange part about all of this is that I think Rogue sounds way cooler and more interesting than Unity, which is probably a super depressing thing to say, considering it's like not the Assassin's Creed game, but because it's not the current gen Assassin's Creed game, but at the same time, I don't know. It's really strange.
It's a shame that there's no PC version of Rogue. So
there is.
Is there?
Yeah, they announced PC, PS3.
Oh, so you could theoretically just get Unity and Rogue on PC. So you could just get... So if you're a PC gamer, you get the best of both worlds, correct?
Yeah, if you're a PC gamer, like, whatever, I get to play these games.
You get both. You can get them like both from the same day or whatever. I don't know when they're coming out, but
I don't think an Assassin's Creed game has ever come out on the same day on all platforms.
No, oh yeah, because they've always been.
They always come out like 4 months later. For PC primarily.
It's not that bad. It's like a month or something. At least recently, it used to be really bad, but they've gotten better in recent years. It's been like a month or something for like Assassin's Creed 3 and 4.
The Wikipedia article only has PS3 and Xbox 360. But I think
that's
I swear to God that trailer had a PC logo in it.
No, I think you're wrong.
How about Unity? Is Unity announced for PC?
I think so. Yeah.
It is. So if it doesn't come out, like Rogue will come out on PC. Let's be real here.
I don't think. No, it might not.
Oh, come on. They released that fucking Liberation thing on it. Like, come on.
Yeah, this Ubisoft to pay that.
This is like an actual Assassin's Creed game. So it's gonna suck having to play like it on the 360 because I hate turning that thing on because it takes 100 fucking years.
I love it.
But hey, you know what? I'm already more interested in it than other stuff. Unity nonsense.
Yeah, it's probably not what they wanted. Not what they wanted.
I mean, it doesn't help that the lead creative director for Unity is the Assassin's Creed Revelations guy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No,
they were very quiet. No one talked about that until it leaked out, and they're like, "Oh well, you know, he did good work on that game."
Did he? What?
No, he did not.
He made smoke bombs. Wasn't that what that game had?
Yep. Like, ooh. And apparently that's coming back for Unity.
Hate Assassin's Creed. Hate it.
Just hate specific people.
No, I hate Assassin's Creed. I hate the games. I hate that they come out every year. I hate
two every year.
Yeah, well, it's 2 every year at this point. Let's see if they keep it up. But I just hate that every game has its own studio, and Call of Duty's like this as well, where they have their own pluses and minuses and own quirks. And there's a charm to that. I get that, but I think it's a pain in the arse, you know, in terms of this, you know. I think it sucks with Call of Duty as well, but some of them have, you know, sliding in the cover, and some of them have diving, and there's no...
See, I like that because at least it makes like the daily grind of a new Call of Duty every year at least somewhat more interesting.
I totally agree with you, but with Assassin's Creed, it's not interesting to me.
They usually don't have that, though. There's rarely been Assassin's Creed that's like... They don't have this characteristic, so I don't see where your argument's coming from.
No, I'm just saying I don't like it. I'm just having a rant.
About what? What don't you like?
Just in general, I just don't like Assassin's Creed. I'm just having a rant. Let me rant.
You always rant about Assassin's Creed. Why should I get you this time?
Do you know what they've finally done with the Unity? You've got a cover system. Wow.
No, they can crouch.
Wow, you can crouch. Wow, that's the innovation.
That was a big deal.
How many games have there been?
Okay,
20?
it's the same argument that Ghosts made. Was like, you can now lean behind cover. It's the same fucking argument.
No, it's actually worse for Ghosts. And I'm not. Why are you bringing up Ghosts for like I'm a big Ghost fan? But I'm not. I don't care.
Because you're a huge fucking fanboy. Like, what are you talking about?
No, it's
you're
actually
like dripping for that fucking modern warfare, advanced warfare bullshit that's coming out later.
That's totally different. What are you talking about?
Fuck off.
That lead-in thing for Ghosts is worse because Call of Duty used to have leaning in before in the past, so it's
I'm just saying they both basically have the same emphasis,
I guess they're as bad as each other at this point.
which is pretty sad.
It is.
Assassin's Creed's better than Call of Duty.
No.
I'm just trying to start some beef now. I'm just.
That's not even true. You can't agree. You can't say that.
It's true. Black Flag was better than both Black Ops 2 and Ghost put together.
No.
That's how bad those fucking games were. Okay, Ghost was okay, but Black Ops 2 was bad as fuck.
You're like the only one who says that, though.
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Well, I mean, like the only person with half a brain.
Half a brain. Yeah.
Because you'll always have those dorks that just
those nerds.
Call of Duty just because it exists, which is fair enough. I get it.
No, I understand. It's a valid argument. Same for Assassin's Creed. I understand why people don't like it, especially now, state in its current franchise form. Also, there's another problem with Unity where it's like generic European thing again, which I really don't like. They've been doing it for a very long time. I'm waiting for them to realize that the world's bigger than just Europe and America.
Like the West, Africa or something.
Africa, Egypt,
Japan,
China, something. But they keep going to European towns, which is really repetitive. And I guess, and that's the thing about Rogue is that now a primary location is Antarctica. That's at least going to look different, and it's going to play different.
Yeah, it will have Lost Planet mechanics where you have to kill a bear and then suck its blood to get your.
You have to hide inside it.
Get your tang. Yeah, get your tang back.
My tang.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That will be the good one. That will be the best Assassin's Creed yet, probably. It's my guess.
Did you ever play Black Flag?
No. I've only played 1 and 2. I thought 1 was an interesting game, but just very boring, and then 2 was a disaster.
Oh, was it? Forgot.
It was. I really hated it.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
It was bad.
Anyway. I think Rogue looks pretty cool. It has a cool looking protagonist, has a cooler sounding concept. Unity, I don't even know who the character is. I don't even know what the story is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm playing it. Except it's called Assassin's Creed, and there's nothing else to play this year because everything else is getting delayed. Speaking of delays,
whoa,
Evolve got delayed into next year, which is pretty cool. Ross is super happy about it. He wasn't very interested in that game anyway.
No, I bet they'll probably still have a beta this year.
A beta?
Yeah. I would imagine they probably will do something,
sure.
Let people play it this year. Yeah, without playing that game, it's impossible to comment intelligently.
You seemed excited about it, though.
I was excited about it when they announced it, and then when they showed stuff off about it, I was immediately turned off.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting. I don't like Left 4 Dead. It looks like Left 4 Dead, but slightly more complicated.
See, I don't think it looks like anything like Left 4 Dead, and that's why I don't like it.
You know what was the worst thing? That esports trailer that they released with it?
Terrible.
Bad.
So bad.
It was so bad. Holy moly, that was bad. Anyway, what else got delayed? Dragon Age Inquisition got delayed by a month or two.
I think it was a month. Yeah, it was coming out in October. Now it's coming out in November.
Yeah. Which is
Do you care
interesting.
about that game?
Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yeah. No. Okay.
I don't know. It's the only RPG coming out this year, so I guess I have to.
Oh right. Okay. I didn't know you were that much of an RPG guy that you have to play.
I really like RPGs, but no one makes them anymore.
Yeah. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Is that the best RPG of the year?
I guess that's pretty fucking sad. Maybe I'll play Divinity. Maybe.
I Yeah, people seem to like that. Divinity.
I didn't even finish South Park. Anyway, more games that got delayed. Battlefield Hardline got delayed till next year.
Which is good as well.
Is it?
Yeah, because it looked pretty rough.
Who wanted to play that game anyway?
Well,
delaying it's not going to help, but more people are just going to forget it exists.
Okay, I don't know. They ever since Battlefield 3, they've been trying to go after Call of Duty, and it doesn't work, guys. Stop it. And I'm glad that they've stopped being stubborn. They've realized like we can't do this anymore. We have to delay it again, and they've done it. Bad Company 2. When did it come out? March 2010. Great.
How many Bad Company games have come out since? Not enough.
Yeah, no, zero.
Zero, actually.
Yeah. So it might turn out good. I don't know. That's my input on that.
I have a profound disbelief of any such thing. I have very I'm very doubtful such a thing could happen.
Sorry to hear that.
What I watched seemed pretty mundane.
I died. Damn.
You died?
Yeah, I got ganked.
That's a shame. Should have used your hidden blade.
Just too busy thinking about how underwhelming Battlefield Hardline's gonna be.
Probably
does that to you?
Anything else get delayed? I know a game that got its release date pushed up.
What was that? Oh,
Shadow of Mordor.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
It's by a week or something.
I think The Evil Within moved up by a week. I think as well. Yeah.
No one, very few people say anything good about that game.
I want to play it though.
Sure. That's a fanboy.
No. When's the last time I liked the Bethesda game?
You like Dishonored.
But I don't like Skyrim at all.
You love Skyrim. What are you talking about? You're the biggest Elder Scrolls fan here. You are our correspondent. I'm still waiting for that review of Elder Scrolls Online. On my desk.
You didn't send it to me.
It's not my job, goddammit. Anyway. What else do we have? I think it's all the delays.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty substantial amount for a year where there's already going to be very few games coming out anyway.
It's very true, yeah. It's a bad year for games.
It has been. I've been mind-numbingly bored these past 3 months. I've just been playing League of Legends constantly because there's nothing else to play that I want to play or interested in playing.
I know that, last year was the launch year. So understandably it was, a weird time,
Yeah.
But this year, I don't know what the excuse is.
Video games are cancelled.
Yeah. Well,
Excuses.
These consoles are complicated. They're hard to get right. They're hard to develop.
The market is not as big as it used to be.
The games are expensive.
Games are expensive. There's not as many developers anymore. There's not as many publishers anymore.
I suppose when I think back to 2006, it wasn't that huge either for 360 games, but at least Gears of War came out.
There's still games coming out this year, but there's not very many.
But what I'm saying, Gears of War was a standout. Whoa, the Xbox 360 is here.
Yeah.
There's
and maybe Sunset Overdrive will be like that.
Well,
maybe the Master Chief Collection will be that.
I would love for Sunset Overdrive to be that, but I'm gonna say it probably won't. Well,
seems like a good game. I don't know.
I've always thought it looked fun. Yeah.
I didn't really understand it when they first debuted that footage, but the press conference made a lot more sense to me.
I don't like their attitude and the trailers and stuff. I don't.
Just because you're a raging Call of Duty fanboy, you're taking pot shots at your game. You're come at arms at me.
For some reason, I take that more as a Battlefield disc, because I thought the guy in that their trailer looked like Preston Marlowe, from Bad Company. I thought it looked just like him. But
that's just you wanting a Bad Company game.
It is. Yeah.
Main character in Advanced Warfare. Kids, this guy looks like Dutch.
Who's Dutch?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember people from Bad Company.
Dutch is not a guy.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay. I believe you.
But it sounds familiar, though. Is that like a Killzone guy or something? I don't know.
I don't know. It's a name. I think it's a name. I don't think I made it up.
No, it does sound familiar, but I don't know what it's from. Dutch. Oh, it's from Predator, isn't it?
Is it?
It could be.
I mean, Bad Company was basically Predator. They quote Predator.
Let's not oversell it now.
No, okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
But, yeah.
He is not sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No.
Did you know fucking Borderlands use that?
Yeah, Borderlands use a lot of things.
Borderlands sucks. Boom!
The pre-sequel, who's gonna buy that? Put your hands up.
Well, it's gonna get delayed till next year. So
Live chat, put your hands up. He's gonna
okay, I'm gonna check. Live chat, I'm gonna put a straw poll in. Tell me.
He's gonna buy that. Because, with Destiny, why would you buy it? Serious question, why would you buy it?
Because you want more Borderlands? And there's no Borderlands right now?
But Destiny ticks the boxes, doesn't it?
But does it? And we'll talk about that later.
Whoa, what else is there to talk about?
I don't know. Is there any other big news? You said there was a billion news stories to talk about.
There is, but I'm not looking at them. I don't.
Microsoft's having a Gamescom press conference.
Yes, they are. I'm excited because it's going to be disappointing. But they're showing off Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. That's going to be their big unveiling of that.
They've been hyping it up, saying
they've been hyping up, and they've been saying
unbelievable.
They've been hyping up the press conference. There's going to be prizes there.
There was a CL logo floating about this morning. Activision's bringing that brand back.
That's weird.
Awesome.
It's their origin. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm really worried about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that they're bringing it back. It's the coolest thing Activision's done since Call of Duty.
But it could be in a worse place.
I'm just playing up the Call of Duty role.
Just it's
my
probably the
shtick.
It's your shtick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, video games are apparently happening, just not right now.
Okay, cool.
I guess Destiny is the first big one, right? This September?
Yeah. Metro Redux.
That's still a long ways away.
Oh, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition.
Oh, Jesus.
Why are they doing that for?
It's because it didn't sell very well, I'm guessing, and they're like, it worked for Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but that was Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And Sleeping Dogs came out 2 years ago. I'm not saying...
Also, Sleeping Dogs is not as good as everyone made it out to be.
No, it's slightly overrated. But not by, press or anything. It's by, weird, internet communities.
Yeah. Man, this game is so much more fun than GT. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's the best open world game since, San Andreas, man. I was
like, what? Are you fucking talking about?
Did you play it?
I'm seriously, no. Did you actually play that game?
I'm only joking. Just so for people know, Sleeping Dogs is a good game, but it's not a lot.
It's okay.
I
got it for free and thought I was paid too much for it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Right, let's go through the positives. Better than Watch Dogs. I would say Sleeping Dogs is better than Watch Dogs.
That's not hard.
Well, Watch Dogs is okay. Sleeping Dogs, decent story. Not bad.
I didn't get far enough
cliche,
for it to be good.
But it was pretty well done. Combat, pretty fun. Basically Batman combat, but fun. Brutal. I liked it. Shooting was bad. Driving was bad. Soundtrack was bad. That's my review.
And the driving was bad.
Didn't like it.
The structure didn't seem great.
I played it on PS3 and I hate driving with those shit triggers, so that might have something to do with it.
I was playing with a 360 controller and I still was not a fan.
Yeah, so. I might jump into that 360 version just at some point. I do. Yeah. I thought it was a good game, but see these people coming out saying, "Oh yeah, it was a great game. Oh, did you make it?"
Oh yeah, just like that.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a good game, and they should make another one. And you know, Wei Shen is one of the best characters of the generation. Like,
Wei Shen, was that an actual character?
Yeah, it was his name. Pretty sure. Not making that up.
Okay.
Yeah. So they did a definitive edition of that. Like,
guess what? I'm still not going to buy that. Like, I didn't do it for Tomb Raider, though I got tempted at a couple points, but I'm not, especially not doing it for Sleeping Dogs.
I probably will do it for Tomb Raider when it gets cheap enough. You know,
sure.
I don't care if that's next year or in 2020. I'll get it eventually, and I might get the Sleeping Dogs one eventually too. But it's just it shouldn't exist. Like, at least the Metro ones, you look at the old like 360 versions of like Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, and they look rough. They look pretty crap, and you can at least see why they're doing that. With Sleeping Dogs, it looked okay. It looked fine on the original system. Obviously, the PC version looked way better, and I assume that the definitive editions are going to look like that. Or
just the weird cult following that like Sleeping Dogs got was always very strange.
Just to sort of tie in with this, so that Sleeping Dogs collection is apparently coming out in October. Oh no!
What?
It's like they don't want anyone to buy it. Like, no. If they were smart people, it would be coming out now.
It's Square Enix, so they're not smart people.
Oh, that's mean. Let's edit that out. Oh wait, we're live.
Nope, can't live. Do it live.
No, my joking. Yeah. So, putting it out in October. What?
It's like they don't want to succeed twice in a row.
Yeah, that's so,
how hard can we?
That sounds so harsh, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It should have come out either this month or last month.
It's like if Microsoft released Alan Wake 2 when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, same day, on purpose.
That would be great. Secretly.
It would not. That'd be the most depressing thing in the world. But you would
look at that and go, "Oh, I love these guys. These guys are awesome."
We can beat them this time.
And it wasn't deliberate. It wasn't like they deliberately go, I
don't know if
our friends at Rockstar will go hit them with them,
Are you gonna buy the GTA 5 Definitive Edition?
So that is apparently coming out in November, is the rumored. It appeared like on Amazon, so it's probably true.
So no, probably not like right away.
Depends. I do want to get it. I like that they're not calling it the Definitive Edition. They could just call it GTA 5 because they know what's up. They don't need to put some fancy slogan on it to make it seem better. But I think Sleeping Dogs would probably need to do that because it's Sleeping Dogs. It's not GTA.
It's Sleeping Dogs, even though it's weird, like cult following.
I think that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I think that's most of the news. I was going to think of anything else.
Something to do with Twitch policies. This broadcast will probably get muted, so enjoy it while you can. For copyrighted material.
That's right. Yep. So basically, Twitch got bought by Google. So that means all their policies had to go to shit immediately.
So is that official? That's been done?
Yeah. It hurts for the League of Legends thing because the music that plays while in the game is apparently like copyrighted in some form, so it gets muted. So like entire League of Legends broadcasts just get muted, including like official ones.
Yeah, well,
from, like the game developer.
There have been official like Twitch videos muted and stuff, and apparently IGN like put out some article, like it was either today or yesterday, with the CEO of Twitch saying, "Yeah, this is a big mistake."
Like it's even more hardcore than like the YouTube ones right now, because the YouTube one will tell you if licensed music's going on, saying, "Hey, acknowledge that this music's in here. Don't put ads in front of it, and you can still play it." Like that's fine, but like the Twitch one, just automatic mute.
Yeah, it stinks.
It's fucked up. And apparently, they said that like they did something wrong, but I don't know if it like they said that they actually did wrong, that they're actually going to fix it or anything like that. It's hard to say.
And YouTube, from my experience, isn't that bad with copyright stuff. maybe a different story if you're a monetizer person. Like,
I'm sure it is much worse if you're a monetizer.
But like, see if you're just a general dude, like, do whatever, stick a 10-minute song, or not 10-minute song, 10 seconds of a song, whatever. You're probably going to get away with it. It'll probably be fine.
Especially if you're not monetizing or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, YouTube really isn't that bad, but
this is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
And especially since Twitch is like the streaming service, there's not any real competition.
Yeah.
Like the only real like competition is like the Zubu gaming, Zubu like TV, I believe it's called, and Zubu only lets like pro people stream, so it's not
like you.
Like me? No, not like me. Like pro League of Legends people and pro like Hearthstone people and stuff like that.
Like Cloud9.
And Cloud9 people can, but they don't.
Zubu.
Like Twitch sponsors like teams and stuff like that, and so does Zubu. So they like teams that are sponsored by Zubu can only stream on Zubu and never on Twitch. People who are streamed on Twitch can never stream on a Zubu. It's all fucked up.
Zubu. Sure.
YouTube has its own streaming thing, but it's not easy to do in the slightest.
Remember
I think it's only for very specific things.
Remember Ustream? Oh shit, I'm getting crushed.
Ustream?
Yeah.
Not really. I remember, what is it called?
I think PS4 you can stream out.
Justin TV, but I think that's just Twitch under.
That is Twitch, yeah. Good times.
I guess. They actually just announced that they're closing Justin TV.
What does that mean?
That means you can't. That means like Sony, like the PS4 won't have a Justin TV section, I guess. I don't know.
Did it have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full show. All right. I think that's video games. News. Video games news.
I think so, yeah. I mean, there probably is more, but we're just not good at remembering it.
Nothing we're excited about. Watch out for Gamescom. Apparently Microsoft has some stuff to announce. Sony released like teaser videos of stuff. BioWare's been like releasing a bunch of teaser trailers for something.
Yeah, I'm getting excited, and I know I'm going to be disappointed, so it's going to be great.
Of what? All of those things?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Quantum Break. That'll be a main one.
That'd be a huge disappointment. Just yep, this game is garbage.
No, it won't be garbage. Don't say that.
Yeah. All right. Video games, actual video games.
So you've been playing loads of stuff, haven't you?
So much. No, not really. We want to talk about League of Legends. We can talk about League of Legends.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
They announced a new character. Gnar.
What? Gnar?
He's a caveman. He's a furry caveman.
A furry caveman? Oh, so it appeals to those convention goers.
Yes.
See?
He speaks in caveman English.
Kinglish?
Yeah. He goes Gnar and stuff like that.
So is this gonna be a big guy like in the tournament scene, or people are gonna just go, oh yeah, Gnar?
I assume so, because every time they release a new champion, people usually like try to give him a try and see if he fits in to the current meta, see if it works out.
Meta. I hate League of Legends.
It's not just League of Legends, all right.
No, Dota 2 is worse. Dota 2 is worse.
Dota 2 is worse. Let's be fair.
What's the big book called?
The Compendium.
Oh god.
Spend $30 to get like nonsense bullshit things.
It's not even the manual. It's literally nonsense.
It's just a book full of like stats and shit, like stickers you can earn while playing the game. It's dumb. Fuck Dota. Fuck Valve. Fuck everything they represent.
Whoa.
Fuck Half-Life.
I didn't say that.
Left 4 Dead.
No.
Portal's okay. Portal's okay. Portal can stay. But fuck Half-Life. that made me friends.
People are gonna love you for that, yeah.
See, I'm just gonna be like the secret warrior of the internet. People are like, yeah, he knows what's going on.
Oh no.
Half-Life is shit.
Oh no. It's exciting. So you actually haven't been playing anything, isn't that right?
Oh really? But I think we both played something that we can talk about, which is Destiny.
Well, I can barely talk about it.
Okay, so I got to the level cap. And I played a bunch of multiplayer.
I got to the bandwidth cap.
Oh,
thank you.
That was good shit right there.
Thank you.
And I played a bunch of the multiplayer and everything like that. So Destiny.
So you think it's really good?
No.
Oh, what? You're like the biggest Bungie fan. You got the Halo tattoo.
And that's here. I'm a big Halo fan.
Right.
But like, I don't really like Marathon that much.
What?
Marathon's not good.
But it's like Doom with a story.
That doesn't. It's not though. You're not shooting hell demons. There's a difference here. You don't have cool shotguns. Like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same.
Pretty lame.
Oni looked bad. Like, nothing Bungie made until Halo really appealed to me.
Myth.
Ugh. Ugh. Fuck that.
I haven't played any of those games, just a disclaimer.
So at least when you look at Destiny footage, you're like, man, that looks a lot like Halo. Just like how the camera moves, like just how everything looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this looks a lot like Halo, but then you're actually your hands on the game. I think it feels a lot different than Halo. Like, first off, it's Call of Duty controls, aim down sight, left trigger, aim down sight, stuff like that.
Apart from the melee button, but you can change that.
You can change the melee button, stuff like that. I actually think the shooting's pretty good. Pretty good stuff, actually.
Solid.
It feels good. All of the, like, your special abilities you can pull out. That stuff feels like armor abilities, which is weird, but yeah.
From Reach
and Halo 4.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Halo 5, most likely.
Hope not.
They already said new armor abilities, so yeah, take it. Take it.
I don't like armor abilities. Don't like them.
I'm okay with them. Armor block sucks, but that's like the only one that's really bad. Was really bad. That game is very strange because like there's a lot of it that they don't tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read an interview from them. Like, yeah, everyone's office really likes playing Dark Souls, and that like inspired us to like not explain everything to the player right away. So we took that inspiration from Dark Souls. I'm like, but okay, here's the thing, guys. You're not making a game that's like Dark Souls. You're making a first-person shooter RPG thing, like pretty generic like Borderlands thing. Like it's not. That's like people are like, oh man, Destiny's like the next big thing. You got like Activision and Bungie. It's like it's not that weird. It's actually a lot less weird than I was expecting in some ways. Like, it's a hub world kind of thing. It's kind of MMO-ish. Like, there's just really huge landscapes you can go back to. You have to return to these landscapes over and over again to complete story missions. You can't just do everything in once. So in that way, it's even worse than Borderlands. Like, if you played Borderlands right, you can get all the quests in the area and just do them all and then get out of that place.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have to, like, return to it over and over and over again.
I think that sucks.
I think the structure of that game is bad. Like, you play that first mission in the game, and then, like, they send you to the city, and then they immediately send you back out, and they're like, now you have to go build a ship so you can fly around the place. I'm like, but why would I want to do that? And then you go and then build a ship, and then you go back to your guy, and he's like, then they have that cutscene that explains why you're doing what you're doing after you've already done a mission, and you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys not know how to structure? You guys not know how like story flows or even like design mission goals, like how that flows together? Like, apparently not. Like, it's nonsense.
It's hard.
Apparently.
Yeah. See, I would disagree with you that it doesn't. But you say it doesn't feel like Halo. I think it does, just with different controls.
Maybe. But I think those different controls makes it enough so it's like, man, because like Halo's always been pretty about like just like the way even aim down sights, it's very Call of Duty-esque. Like it's like Halo's very stubborn about like when you aim down a sight, you're not actually aiming down a sight. Like you're getting this reticle. It's like zoomed in, like in this weird way. Like Halo's always been pretty stubborn about that.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
Like this is like you're pointing the gun to your face and shooting it.
Yeah, that is different.
There's Peter Dinklage, that little guy, your little Cortana aid robot.
He is pretty bad.
I think he's fine.
He's not worth kicking up a stink about, but he's pretty bad.
He's fine. They actually cut out the line that Wizard came from the moon.
I noticed that. I'm like,
which is super disappointing to me.
Yep.
So I think that line had more personality than anything else in that game had.
Like, why are they making T-shirts of it if it's not even going to be in the game anymore?
Yeah, it's super dumb. And I think that like line like sold me on that game better than anything else did, because it was kind of like super cheesy, like 80s like sci-fi, like poppy sci-fi stuff.
But they're not
like,
even going for that.
But they're not even going for that, at least. So maybe it was good that they cut that line, because it would have felt out of place in the context of the rest of the game. Because like the atmosphere in the rest of the game is like very serious and like dark. Like, but I don't really understand why. Like, the story is almost non-existent.
No, it's
like the motivation to do what you're doing is non-existent, basically. And like Halo gets criticized for like being really like ethereal, and like things have like really specific names like the Flood and the Covenant and stuff like that. But like it's like a whole new level in this game. Like you have your main enemy is the Darkness. Like
people, it's not even as awesome as that. I've never thought Bungie were good storytellers, ever.
I did.
I've always found Halo to be hard to follow.
And it's accurate to some degree. I think I immerse myself in it, so it's easy for me to follow, of course.
Of course.
But also, Halo had that hard military angle that made it slightly more grounded.
It did.
And like Destiny has none of that. Like it's super. Like I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like
what the fuck's going on?
What the fuck's going on? Like you're a guardian. You're protecting like the last city on Earth. The sphere thing did something.
Didn't Halo have Guardians? Or something? Halo 5 Guardian?
Yeah, Halo 5 Guardians. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, crossover.
Crossover. Yep, you're just gonna have this big giant white sphere thing. So like the setting and stuff doesn't do a lot for me. And I think that like even the art style, like it's more Star Warsy than anything else, I guess.
I don't know. I haven't played enough of it.
Also, it's also hard for me to tell what I'm shooting at. Like, if it isn't for like the HP bar that like indicates how much health it has, like I don't really know what I'm shooting at. It just seem like brown like blobs or gray blobs.
Is this the Nintendo 64 version you're playing?
Yes, they're all just like one texture. That's a character.
Creature design's pretty good though, isn't it? Or character design.
They don't stand up very well like in combat, I guess is the thing. They look all fairly similar to each other.
It's not like in Halo where it's like little man, then bigger man, and then massive hunter man, and then.
And that's always the weird part, because I thought Bungie at least would get that right, get the personality part of it right. Like, you can tell an elite from a grunt, not only by like their shape and their stature and their size, but also by like what they say. Like, they're pretty iconic for like, there are demons here and stuff like that. Like, they had their own personalities, which came through in the combat to tell what you were fighting. And these just like speak in alien like gibberish. It's like that doesn't do anything for me.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Not really. I do really enjoy how it plays though. I think it's a very solid shooter. The loot aspect I think is very underdeveloped in it. You don't earn a lot of stuff. And it does like that Borderlands thing where if someone opens a chest, you don't get stuff that's inside.
Right. Yeah.
Like they get the stuff, and which sucks. Like I don't know why you can't just open the chest and like everyone gets stuff. It just doesn't show people getting the stuff. I think Diablo did that. Diablo 3 did that, but I didn't play it too much.
It's coming out soon.
Coming out soon, Xbox One.
Might get that version someday, not now.
Probably, maybe. Stream it. Yeah, we'll get my Diablo run here.
Quite like action RPGs, but I never finished them. I don't think I've ever finished one in my life.
The last one I played was Torchlight. I finished Torchlight, the very first one.
Yeah.
It was pretty short though, so it was okay. I don't know. Destiny's weird.
So do you want to hear my experience with Destiny?
Yeah, give me it.
So you play it for a while, then you get disconnected, you have to start the quest over, and when you play it for a while, you get disconnected, and you have to play the quest over.
Sounds like a good old time.
So that's a problem. Not sure if that's the game's fault or it's my fault or something. I've seen plenty of people complaining about it. Yeah, and with the Xbox One, version. Like obviously, PS4, had the alpha and the
Yeah.
beta. So they've sort of had twice. Well, this is the first time it's been on Xbox One and Xbox 360 and stuff. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
I never had any problems, but that was just me. Load times were long. That's about it.
yeah, really long, really, really, really long.
And it likes to send you to that load. It likes to send you to that load screen over and over again.
I know it's
The main menu.
just the structure of that game almost kills it for me in its current state. Maybe it'll be better in the full game, but yeah, I'm not really that excited for it. I wasn't really prior to playing.
I was excited because first off, it was like the first big thing, and second because like it's Bungie, so I want to hope that they can like do more good stuff. But like more people keep leaving that studio, like actual like core creative team people, like damn, I don't know.
Bub.
Yeah, Bub, Wolverine. Yeah. I also played a bunch of the multiplayer, which is strange because it basically takes away all the stats associated with your weapons and just like evens everything out.
Interesting way to handle it, though.
Yeah, it's better than the Borderlands thing where you would melee someone and then like this weird dual thing is what. And like you can pick up ammo in the field and but there's no guns to pick up. So it's like Call of Duty in that way, I guess, too. You can't even pick up enemies' weapons, though.
No, which is...
Still have your special powers and stuff, which kind of breaks it a little bit because those things take out entire rooms. I have this clip of me wiping out an entire team with one of the abilities, so that was pretty great. It seems kind of fucked up.
So it seems like people like it, but I don't see anyone going, oh, it's really, really good. Like, oh, amazing. Like,
yeah.
I haven't really seen that.
It looks nice, but not crazy good.
I don't think it looks that great for some reason.
I think it has good weather effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a night and day cycle for every level, it seems like so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah. But it does the weird MMO thing, you'll be fighting the area and then you'll clear the area, but because there's more people around you, it'll automatically respawn the area, so you're fighting dudes over and over again. There's capture and hold missions, big MMO boss raid fights where the guy's impossible to kill. He takes 15 minutes to take him out.
The fact that they use MMO terminology in that game, weird.
Raids, stuff like that. They have that hub world, which there's really nothing to fucking do there.
No, apart from dance with people. Oh, this is the bit in Doom that you were stuck at.
What was it? I stopped there. I never got past that.
Okay, so you can watch and see.
It's just a really confusing level. It's all circular. Everything looks the same.
Yeah, this level stinks. This is one of the levels that Tom Hall started working on, but then he left during the development, so it was one of those ones that just kind of got
unfinished.
Yeah.
They just threw in a bunch more enemies and called it a day or whatever.
I don't know.
It feels like the map's broken in here, but maybe just the map in Doom's broken. Period.
The map's broken.
It feels like they overlay on each other. It's really strange.
It's hard to use the map.
But that shotgun's pretty good.
It's awesome. So yeah.
I don't know. Destiny seems fine, but I don't know. The story stuff doesn't sell me on it at all. The atmosphere, there's some interesting atmosphere stuff, but it's not. It doesn't make sense really in terms of the context of what they're trying to do.
No.
Gunplay seems good. RPG stuff seems really underdeveloped. It doesn't seem like there's gonna be a lot of variation.
I like the UI.
The UI seems good. It's very PC-esque for a game that's not coming to the PC.
Yeah, the idea of using a mouse cursor to navigate menus and stuff sounds horrible.
For a console game. But
works pretty well.
Yeah, it works fine.
Kind of surprised.
Yeah. That I think the most Halo thing in that game is the vehicle you can call because it controls a lot like a Ghost. Not super well compared to a Ghost though. It's kind of it's a little more but I guess you can get different vehicles, so maybe those control better. At the end, you just find the ghost, and you're like, yeah, this is what I wanted all along.
You mean the Warthog?
No ghost. Because it has a speed up thing.
I know, but the Warthog's cooler.
I mean, sure, it is, but the thing drives like a ghost. But, like, a kind of rickety ghost.
So you're still more excited for the Master Chief Collection, then?
Probably.
I am.
I really want to play Halo 4 again.
And I'm not even a big Halo
It's a really good value.
man. Yeah, I get that.
I'll probably play through all of those games again. Nothing else I'm going to do.
I'm most excited about playing Halo 1 again. And Halo 2, actually. I haven't played Halo 2 in, like, nearly 10 years.
Maybe the visual update will, like, help Halo 2, because, like, Halo 2 is kind of an ugly game.
Oh, yeah, especially in cutscenes. Like,
Yeah. And they're redoing all these cutscenes for, like, CGI. The Blur Studios are redoing all the cutscenes in CGI. It's very strange.
But it's good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, Master Chief Collection, bet now.
Go ahead. Yeah, go. Try it out.
Now.
Receive your Master Chief bobblehead pictures? I don't know. There's probably some kind of weird, like, pre-order thing for that game. Current birthday party or something. So shame that ODST and Reach aren't good, and maybe they'll just, like, make those downloadable things.
Or just leave them.
Add on.
Just leave
I think, why not just have them all? That's the thing.
I know, why not Halo Wars? Like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, Halo Wars is, like, not a thing. Talking about another game that has a weird cult following that I don't understand.
Halo Wars, really?
Yeah.
People.
It wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't. But controlled pretty well. Was my takeaway from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you would play that over, like, StarCraft. Or a Relic game.
A real RTS.
I really like that part of the level that you're in, where there's just those faces.
Yep.
That are like, yep, with the bars there. It's pretty good.
Did you get this far?
Yeah.
This is like near the end of the
level. I never found the exit. That's the problem.
You stink.
Yeah, I'm not great. We've been playing anything? Just nothing's been screaming, play me. But you've been playing some stuff.
Yeah, I've played quite a lot of stuff. Do you want to just name a game? See if I played it.
Did you play Master Chief Collection?
Nope. But what I did play was some.
Did you play Half-Life 3?
Yeah, it's really shit.
Weird.
I hit the break.
Never saw that coming.
Hit the break it to you, but see the platforming bits. Terrible.
They were always bad.
Terrible. I'm sorry, you were right. Half-Life is the worst game ever.
Thank you.
I'm only joking. You're right.
Half-Life 2 is actually the next Telltale game.
That will be the next game that I'm playing in the background. Yeah, so what I've actually been playing is Crimson Dragon.
That's a shame.
So
it's free.
It's free. Games of gold, right?
So whatever comes out of your mouth, it's in the context that this game was free.
So you're trying to say that my opinion means
it's biased as fuck, is what I'm trying to say. No, I'm joking.
You're trying to belittle me.
I bought this game for $20 when it came out.
That's because you're a sucker.
That's a very different price point.
You're a sucker. That's why.
I also bought Mocha's like for $20. Hey, I was committed, man. I was committed. So, you were a fair weather Xbox One fan.
Yeah, I guess so. But you know, it meant I didn't have to pay $20 for Crimson Dragon. I think you probably
$40 total for Crimson Dragon and Logo Cycle.
Oh, you probably
one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Crimson Dragon, what do you think?
I thought it was alright, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Why? How is it alright?
I thought playing it was sort of fun in a mindless play it while listening to something sort of way.
How'd you feel about those sections where you have free control of the camera? Those
terrible,
good, right?
Terrible.
Those
really,
are
really bad.
Good.
Really bad.
Especially the final boss fight. Like, that battle was nonsense.
The final boss fight? Yes, final boss fight, yeah, bad. Yeah.
And you like the story twist at the end?
No, I paid zero attention to the story. None. What was it?
Turns out it's like a sci-fi time manipulation thing.
Brilliant.
Like,
love it.
Terrible.
Yes.
You were saying that you didn't find it to be as repetitive as people were talking about. I believe you said.
No, not repetitive. No, because it is repetitive. You do pretty much the same thing from level.
I mean, you didn't have to replay sections over and over again.
No, not at all.
I remember having to do that to like get like XP or items or something.
So a part of this, so I never had any problems with like XP or money or anything. Money is nothing in that game. Keep in mind, I'm playing this like, you played it pretty much at launch, and I'm playing it, over 6 months later.
So there may have been update differences.
They have updated it significantly, like they added multiplayer and stuff like that, so they have done stuff to it.
Yeah.
They've also added in like 500 achievement points, for absolutely nothing and stuff like that, so they have been doing stuff to it.
And most likely, like, a lot of these changes haven't been, like, chronicled very well, since A, no one's probably given a shit, and B, I don't think Microsoft even themselves care about announcing, like, patch notes for Crimson Dragon.
Yeah, so, like, I didn't have any problem with, like, being gated with my progress or anything like that. I thought it was just...
That was a common criticism by a lot of people when it came out.
Getting through it was pretty easy, and I'll tell you why it was pretty easy.
Oh, was it pretty easy?
You can hire a wingman, and you can hire like the best wingman like in the world or whatever. So you can hire like a super duper like wingman, and the wingman's basically just a second dragon that follows you about and kills things for you.
AI controlled.
Yep. And if
it'd be another player though.
If you get a really good one of them, then you don't need to do much. Like you can go through every game pretty easily. So that's I think that's the main reason why I didn't have any problem with it.
I'm sure when I played, there wasn't that many people that were super awesome.
Apart from that, just thought it was okay. Inoffensive is what I would probably say about it.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. Thought it was pretty bad. But there's been some time, so maybe they did update it. It was free, so...
It is free. It will be free for all of
August. 4 months.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad that they switched both games out, though. That was good.
Yes. Max Curse of Brotherhood. If it was there again, I'd be like, no, go away, please, stop it.
I can understand if Guacamelee was there, like if they were doing like alternate rotations that way, but...
Still too long. 2 months is too long. They need to change it out every month.
So I downloaded was it called Wayne Suit Zero?
What?
Strike Suit Zero?
Yes, that's right. What did you say first? Wayne Suit Zero? Is that like
Wayne Suit Zero?
Yeah, is that what?
Well, there was a Gundam called Wayne Zero, so.
Oh right, I thought you said Wayne. Like
Wayne Zero?
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne Zero?
Yeah.
No.
That's the name of his little plane.
Yeah, I downloaded it, but I didn't play it. So, did you touch it at all?
Yes, I played the first 2 levels.
I heard that game was bad.
Really?
That's what people said.
Who?
People, like Metacritic people.
Oh, so it must be true.
Like critics.
Oh.
Like IGN.
Egan.
Yeah. Polygon.
Yeah, Polygon and Egan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was fine.
Okay.
It's just one of those, like those arcadey flight games in space. You know what I mean?
Transform?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Can you manually control that, or does it do it for specific missions or something?
No, you can't do it right away. You kind of get it off at the start with tutorial stuff, but...
Are you like for awesome when you transform,
yes.
or...?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the mode to be in, but I think it uses a certain meter on the screen, and you have to like refill it again if you wanna.
Can you pay Microsoft to get a coin doubler, an energy doubler, so you can get more suit energy?
No, I don't think the game has anything like that, but I thought it was absolutely fine.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it at all. I actually thought it was...
Or how long it is. Maybe I'll play it.
It's probably long enough. I think it has a decent amount with missions like 12 or 13 or something.
That doesn't seem long.
It's long enough for a game like that.
Like most of those missions are like 15 minutes long usually, right?
I guess so, but with those sorts of games, like there's only so much you can do in terms of level variety and things like that. Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Okay. You get a fine out of 5.
A fine out of 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Crimson Dragon, even though I guess I had a similar reaction to that. Crimson Dragon at least is quirky and weird, and it's a spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon and
It's
all
not
that
even
sort
quirky.
of stuff. I think it is. Look
Look
at the way it's designed, and you feed your dragon to get experience points, and the way it's got microtransactions. It's weird, like all that. It's a weird game. While Crimson Dragon, no, not Crimson Dragon, Strikes at Zero is just like, oh, it's like all those Star Wars games I used to play back in like '99.
Eurogamer gave Strikes at Zero a 3 out of 10.
Harsh.
Yep.
Are
you saying
harsh.
Undeserved?
Yeah, it seems really harsh. Really, really harsh.
Shame on you, Eurogamer.
They gave Halo an 8 out of 10. Back when it first came out. No, 8 out of 10. Would you agree? 8 out of 10. People were outraged.
I didn't play it when that game came out. I played it many years after.
Well, you would probably love it then, if you didn't play it when it first came out.
What, the first Halo?
Yep.
I mean, I did. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, no, but if you played it back in like 2001, you'd be like, best game ever. Yeah.
Greatest game ever made.
So, I played both of those. I also played. What?
What else did you play?
No, I was just saying I played both of those.
Okay. Okay. I thought you said a game title. I was like, huh?
No, just wrapping that up.
Okay.
And I have played quite a bit of Batman Arkham Origins.
Okay. Another game that I thought wasn't very good.
So this is another disagreement of the night. I think it's pretty good.
Keep in mind, this game got patched quite a bit.
Did it?
Yes.
It's not. It's still crashy.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That makes it even fucking worse, because it was really bad when I played it. It crashed like 8 times in a row within 30-minute span.
It's not. Yeah, it's that. I can't defend that bit.
Well, eventually, Warner Brothers said, we're not going to patch this anymore, deal with it.
That's right. That's right.
Which is the worst reaction.
Yeah, they realize it.
Disgusting. Fuck you.
No matter what they do, they can't fix it. And they just thought, whatever.
These developers are too shit. We can't have them make a good game. Like, quit everything.
But
you like it for some reason.
Well, what's bad about it?
The 2 new gadgets they introduced make the game like the 0 difficulty, actually negative difficulty.
0, come on, 0 difficulty.
Like that game is like autopilot when they give you those 2 new gadgets.
Oh, you mean the shock gloves?
The shock gloves and the thing that lets you hang people from like a mile away.
Is that the what's it called? It's like the rope gun thing?
Yeah, you can attach them to gargoyles, and you can do that for yourself. I did an entire mission, an entire stealth section. I just hang them up all from the. I didn't move from the starting level. I just hang them all up. It was fucking stupid.
So I haven't tried that.
And shock gloves instantly kill everybody. Like, it's so dumb.
It is. It's. You're right.
It's like
you're 100% right.
Like those games weren't even hard in the first place.
No, but it's kind of fun. Like in a dumb way. I completely agree with you. But I only just got the shock gloves today. Like I played a lot of it like without them, and was getting used to dealing with like the new enemy types and stuff like that, which are good. The new enemy types, I think they do an okay job of mixing things up.
Instead of hitting counter twice, you hit it 3 times now.
No, it was you never had it. This is the first time they've had enemies where you have to counter things multiple times, and they have the Venom guys and all that. You know, that's all you can do.
Venom guys were in Batman 1.
No, they weren't.
They were. The big rodeo men?
No, they're just like they look like mini Banes.
Oh, it's the guy you punch over and over again. Same mechanic though. You just punch them a lot.
It's not. You need to use a Y and a B button to grab their Venom shit off them.
I thought you did the same thing. You jumped on their back and pulled out something.
What I'm trying to say is
maybe that's the Bane boss fight. I think so.
What I will say, right?
Yeah.
Boss fights, best in the series.
I mean, that's not saying much.
It's true though.
That Deathstroke fight is just a quick time event.
Whatever, yeah, that one's not that great. But I think the first Bane boss fight really good. Really good. I don't remember very well. Very good boss fight. Voice acting, like very good.
Most of the cities copy and pasted.
Yeah, I don't like that. But voice acting, very good.
So it's surprising how good like Troy Baker and like Kevin, that other guy, do.
Ezio.
Yep. They do like a decent job of copying them, but they're not. It's again, I would rather have the originals than them.
But
they do a decent job.
But it doesn't matter. They with it being a prequel and they're being younger, I think they completely get away with it.
Sure.
It's fine. And I actually didn't notice right away, like, it took me like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something to realize, oh yeah, it's not Kevin Conroy. I just kind of accepted that was Batman, like, almost right away. Like,
whatever, it's Batman.
Yeah. Like, no, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with
no, that was actually one of the good parts of the game. His voice acting was pretty decent. Though I'd rather just have them try a different take on the character than just trying to be the same people. But
no, but it makes sense because
it's the same universe. Yeah, it's technically the same characters. They have to just be younger. So yeah, it makes sense.
Like, that's hard to do, and I think they pulled it off really well. If you know, after playing bloody Splinter Cell Blacklist, where it's all supposed to be connected together, but yet they got some schmuck to play. Sam Fisher. He sounds nothing like Michael Ironside, and he's terrible. While this here, you know, they sound like the guys. You know, Batman, he's a bit gravelier, and he's a bit more Christian Bale-ish. For he is a more that sort of gravelly sort of Batman.
He's also more of a dick. It seems like this Batman.
But you know, plays in with
Makes
the
sense.
character.
Yeah.
Plays in with the character. Yeah. And
Makes sense. Fine. I'm not disparaging it. The voice acting was probably the more well done part of that game.
Yeah, and Troy Baker is great too. He's actually, like, if they ever need the Joker ever again, like, Troy Baker's, he's great. Don't worry about needing Mark.
He is not as good as Mark Hamill, but he will do fine.
He is like 1 bar below Mark Hamill. He's 1 bar below Mark Hamill.
He's like maybe 3 bars.
he sounds like Mark Hamill, just not as
enthusiastic. Maybe he's not as enthusiastic.
No, not as. I feel like when Mark Hamill was doing the Joker, you could hear like his gargling his or whatever. Yeah, his age. Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
seeping through his lungs.
And I love that about him and his performance, especially in Arkham City. You know, of him, on
being dead, basically being half dead, on the verge of it.
And he's, on his, last
legs here,
his last legs, and. Yeah, I thought that was great. So, with Arkham Origins, I think it's fine. I think you've kind of oversold how bad it is. After playing...
So here's a part. I don't think we're disagreeing with each other very much. Because I mentioned like the copy and pasting environments. Like, yeah, that's bad.
I think the city doesn't look as good. City doesn't look as good.
It's all covered in snow, so they're like just trying to cover it up. Like, a lot of the environments are copy-pasted. Like, the story is really bad.
Oh, no, it's not. The story's good.
No, they introduce the assassin stuff and they immediately, like, discard most of it. A lot of that stuff is, like, side character, side mission stuff. It's dumb.
Oh, but most of that... But those characters are so second fit. But they're so
But that's, like, a main aspect
anyway.
of the story. That was, like, in the marketing. That's even in the main cutscene stuff. We're gonna get all these assassins. And then, like, over 50% of them are in side missions that you don't have to do. It's a dumb.
I'm not... But that's bad structure. It's not bad story.
I mean, it's same as... I mean, that's part of the story, is this assassin, like... plot line.
I mean, whatever. You're right. It's like...
so here's the thing. I don't think we're disagreeing with each other very much. I just think we have different emphases on how bad that makes it.
See, the whole assassins thing. It's kind of crap for a few reasons, right? First of all, they plop that story on you like that for no reason. Like they, even though it's Batman Arkham Origins, it's they actually there's absolutely no origins at the very start of the game at all. You're just Batman. You're just Batman. You put the game in and you're Batman. There's absolutely no origins there whatsoever. And then
he's just more of a dick, I guess. He's just a little bit more of an asshole than usual because he's young. But that's it. And then like Gordon is like angry at you all the time.
Gordon. Instead of Commissioner Gordon.
Because Origins.
I have to admit, I do like Alfred. It's nice having him. He's a nice guy. It's good hearing him.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say. Another thing about the Assassin's thing, that's all like C tier, D tier Batman villains.
No, you can tell they're like scratching the fucking like garbage off the fucking floor, trying to find people to like put in like fucking Deathstroke. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Well, I know who that guy is because I played Injustice.
Bane, like they had to bring Bane back for Christ's sake.
Bane,
Firefly.
Bane, apart from the Joker and Batman, obviously, he's been in all three of the games, so good for him. He's getting paid. What?
Was he in the second game?
Yep.
Oh, right, I don't remember.
You had to blow up all the canisters or something from him.
Yeah. I just think we agree on most of the same things. It's just we just have different emphases on how
gameplay's still very good.
And that game's a fucking technical mess. Like, it is a disaster. Especially when it launched, it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
multiplayer's dead. No one's playing it.
The multiplayer was really fucking bad too. But like that technical stuff honestly pushed it from a 3 to a 2 for me.
I guess see that would probably push it from a 4 to a 3 for me. Because I still think it's really good. Like it
lacks a lot of the nuance that the Rocksteady stuff did.
Did
like,
it?
It just doesn't feel as tight to me.
Oh, it's just
it feels
the same.
looser.
It's just the same. It's just the same.
After going back to Asylum, like, it feels different.
No, it's just the same.
And that's 2 games ago, for Christ's sake.
It's just the same. You're making
like the balance stuff is fucked up. Like, they don't give a fuck about balance because it's not their game.
No, they don't. I think you're right about the power gloves or whatever. It's stupid.
It's fucking dumb. And so is that fucking rope gun. Like, it makes both those combat sequences like unnecessary. Like, you might as well not even be playing the fucking game. Like, the hardest part in that game then is the detective stuff because like it's weird about how it tells you where to go next for those stuff sometimes.
I think it's about as good as you'd expect, I guess.
I feel like generally like that's where the 3 and 5 comes from. It's like it's about as good as you would expect it from coming from a person who's not Rocksteady, but then like all the technical stuff is just like unwarranted, and that's what the downside for me.
But I think they did a good job of the main story missions, like, and I think the actual story of like cutscenes and all that. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah. Did a good job. Because story stuff in games is hard to do. And obviously, Rockstar nailed it, whatever. But, these guys did a good job as well.
Yeah.
I died again. Yeah, so that's my thoughts.
That's your opinion. Valuable. Double take on it. Look out for Ross Hartley's review of Batman Arkham Origins.
And the boss fights, best in the series.
Okay. Alright.
That Bane boss fight was very good.
So nothing still has like rivaled those Scarecrow sections from the first game to me. So.
I don't think they were that good.
I think they're fantastic, which is why I'm very excited about the new Batman game with Scarecrow being the main villain.
Well, I'm very excited about that as well. Yeah.
Also, he looks so awesome! Oh! Also, Arkham Knight looks so good.
It does, yeah.
By the way. If you want a real Batman game, there you go. Just wait for that one. Don't play Origins. It's garbage.
It's not garbage. It's fine. It is completely fine.
I disagree. That's alright. That's alright.
But it's not... See, the thing is, it really isn't that different. It's worse, but it's really not that different. You know what I mean?
I think what makes it worse, the ways it is worse, make it very different. Because there's a level of, like, for that franchise and developers associated, there's a level of quality and polish and expectation associated with it. Like, believe it or not, like, the Rocksteady name has, like, and those people who develop those games have a lot to do with how good those games are. I think these people are just, like, fucking, like, C-tier people. Like...
They're responsible for that really crappy version of Arkham City for the Wii U.
Yeah. I mean, they're responsible for the crappy versions of all those fucking games.
Well, I mean, Arkham City, the good one.
Oh, this Arkham City, yeah. Okay, I thought we were still talking about Arkham Origins.
No.
Yeah, no, you're right. That game crashed a lot too, if I don't remember. It had a lot of issues, frame rate stuff.
Really? Arkham City? Oh, just the Wii U.
On the Wii U, yeah. But no one makes Wii U games anymore, so that's okay.
Warner Brothers, have given up on the Wii U. They gave it a go. They gave it a go. More than most developers, they give it a go. Or publishers.
I will say I am excited about Shadows of Mordor. That sounds pretty interesting. Sounds fun.
Can't wait for it to crash.
It's not being handled by
this. I know it's being made by Monolith, who did the not at all buggy or unfinished Gotham City Imposters.
That game is fun. That game's actually fine.
That game's actually fun, but very buggy as well.
Yeah. They took that concept further than I would expect anyone to take it. It's pretty good.
But it was disappointing.
Yeah. Sure. But that MOBA, Ori Reigns MOBA.
Yeah. You loved it.
It was fun beating up people, but then, yeah, it wasn't very good.
It was fun. It was fun beating up people, but it wasn't very good. Stick out in the back of the book.
It's like Dynasty Warriors. It's not very good, but beating up people is pretty fun.
Yeah, well, fair enough. So, I mean, that's
my first MOBA. Anyway,
what I've been playing, I think. Yeah,
mainly
I haven't been playing that much either. Just
I was over dramatizing. He's been playing hundreds of video games.
Just compared to you, that's in.
Oh sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
I played a game called Super Toy Cars recently.
Is it another like bad Ross Hartley driving game thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What perspective is it?
It's third person, like most driving games.
I just wondered if it was like a top-down one, like.
Oh no, like Bang Bang Racing. No.
Yeah, that was a good game.
No, it wasn't.
What? What?
Yeah, Super Toy Cars. It's one of those like little toy cars in a massive bedroom games.
Okay.
It's okay.
Seems it's had its own genre now.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been done enough times, I think, at this point. But it's not a very good game. Don't recommend it. It's just a little indie game on Steam, but it's not that good.
Yep.
And
no one probably played it anyway.
No. Probably right.
Because there's so many games coming out on Steam nowadays, like it's hard to like keep track of anything anymore. Most of them seem fucking terrible or old. They do. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to.
Like Echelon Wind Warriors, like what?
Have you played it?
2004? It's probably terrible.
Oh no, don't be like that.
I'm just being like that. I'm sorry. Cricket Captain 2014.
Have you played it? Played it?
Yes.
When?
Just now. I just looked at it. Watched the video. That's just like playing it.
Fair enough.
New York Bus Simulator.
Is this Steam we're looking at? Yeah.
The Expendabros.
Apparently, that's something to do with Broforce. It's like a spin-off or something. I don't know.
It's probably. I wonder if it's like actually marketed. The Expendabros is an official crossover game from Broforce developer and Expendables 3.
See?
Official. It's free to play.
See?
So there you go. Have fun. Knock yourself out.
Thank you.
They're just all Xbox Live indie games. That's all. It's same as the new Xbox Live indie games.
And all that hidden in plain sight. So
yep.
That came out recently. Yeah.
What was that fucking game called? Two Finger Death Punch. One Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, One Finger Death Punch. Yep.
Because they use two fingers. Yeah. The Room. So mobile games too.
Ah yes, Tommy Wiseau. Awesome movie.
I actually heard The Room was good, but it's like $5, so I don't even know.
$5? What a ripper.
Fuck. But I heard it's a good game, so maybe I'll get into it. I'm looking at this release calendar and.
No.
Sacred 3 comes out, or is it already out?
Yes,
it's already out.
Yeah.
Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Sorry.
Hohokum.
I remember seeing that at E3.
Risen 3, The Titan Lords. They're still making Risen games weird.
I love that each one, isn't it like a completely different setting with each game?
I think so.
Love that. I think that's great.
Where's
those games, but I love that.
Where's Two Worlds 3? Diablo 3 Ultimate Edition for Xbox One, PS4.
When's that coming out?
19th of August.
Okay.
Plants vs. Zombies Going to Warfare for the Sony platforms, which is good. That game's good.
That game
Check
is
it out.
good. It's one of the best games of the year.
Yep, it is. Fuck. Infamous First Light, which I think is that DLC thing.
Yep.
Metro Redux.
Mm-hmm.
August 25th. I'm not getting that.
No, I'll probably skip it.
Dance Central Spotlight, which I don't think will sell anything. Probably 0 copies now.
0 copies?
So, no. Harmonix people will buy it.
Oh, shots fired.
Dead Rising 3 on PC comes out September 5th. Destiny comes out September 9th, so I will definitely be playing that. Nothing else to play. Roundabout on the 18th. Don't care about that.
That's the
former Twist Pixel Guys game.
Yeah, Dante's still.
Yeah, Dante's though. Let's see. Massive Chows comes out. Massive Chows comes out this year. That's pretty cool. That's all. Interesting.
Yeah, wait until it gets pushed back.
Yeah, you're waiting until it gets done. This Kickstarter thing gets delayed. Forza Horizon 2 comes out the 30th.
Forgot about that.
Yes! Middle Earth comes out the same day. That's great.
Oh, that's a bad day for you.
I know. Ugh. Maybe you might have to review Forza Horizon 2 then.
I've reviewed racing games.
Yeah. I mean, I reviewed the first one. That's just the only thing. But I got a free copy of it. So. Maybe you should ask and see if you can get a free copy.
We reviewed the first one for you.
We gave it 5 stars. Give us.
Wait, but it deserves that we were not paid off in any way.
No, that game deserves those 5 stars. It earns them. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which apparently is the former People Can Fly's next game.
Yeah.
Fable Anniversary.
For what?
Windows.
Why?
Wasteland 2. Defense Grid 2. Defense Grid 2 would be interesting. I like the first Defense Grid. I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
I like the first one.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know.
It'll be pretty old by this time.
It's
like the tower defense concept.
It's really generic, isn't it?
It didn't really have a lot of personality apart from British AI person. Which, Halo already did that. It's on. That's an old hat. And that's September, and then Alien Isolation comes out, which will be pretty fun. October.
Yeah, I will probably get it.
Me too. Drive Club comes out same day, so half of that. Project Spark comes out. Have fun with that. Borderlands pre-sequel comes out the week after that.
Nope.
Sleeping Dogs Defend Edition comes out after that.
Nope.
Evil Within comes out the same day.
I'll probably get it.
Yep, probably. See, the best part of this is that I can save up all my money, so I can actually buy the games I want. But there's not a lot of them.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Unity comes out the 28th October. Lords of the Fallen comes out the 28th.
Oh, that's the City Interactive Dark Souls. Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive comes out the 28th as well. It's actually a pretty busy day. I'll probably play Unity and then go to Lords of the Fallen later.
Oh no, we need your Lords of the Fallen review, because you'll be like, oh, this is better than Dark Souls.
This is the best! Well, that'd be depressing. I don't want to think about that too much. Assassin's Creed Rogue comes out the 11th of November, along with the Master Chief Collection.
11/11/14.
Nice. Inquisition's theoretically supposed to come out the 18th. Alongside Far Cry 4 and Little Big Planet 3.
Far Cry 4, I forgot about it.
So here's the thing. I was really down on Far Cry 4, and then I saw Far Cry 4. I was pretty pumped up about it, but now I'm down on Far Cry 4 again.
Because I completely forgot about it. I thought it was coming out next year for some reason. Wow.
Yep, it's coming out this one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the game. I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it looks fun, and then I'm like, I don't know.
I'll probably really enjoy it, but it probably won't be that different from Far Cry 3.
Probably
That's
not.
my guess.
For this year, that's probably okay though.
That's probably like Game of the Year material for this year.
Fuck.
Especially
and
if
then
the co-op is really fun.
Yeah. And then December 9th is Lara Croft and Temple of Osiris, which I'm pretty excited about because I really like that Temple of Light game. That was pretty great.
Isn't that Guardian of Light?
Guardians of Light?
I think it's that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Halo 5 Guardians. Yeah, there's not a lot coming out. Apparently, another news story, Zombie Labs, the State of Decay people,
Oh yeah, they announced some new game.
They're announcing a new game this Monday, I think.
Oh, I thought they already did.
Did they already do it?
I don't know.
Let's take a look. It was, I guess, thing was not associated with Microsoft. Zombie Labs. Undead Labs. Sorry, it's Undead Labs. Oh, Moonrise. I guess they announced it already. Multiplayer creature collection RPG.
Great.
Wait, so Pokemon?
Sounds good.
Okay.